broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday night. Happy Taco Tuesday. There was plenty Mexican food in tonight's episode. Made me super hungry. Tonight we are recapping the newest episode of New Girl titled Wig. Did not know what to expect coming out of this episode. It's the second episode that we've seen Megan Fox in. Glad she's back. I like her. I like that we're getting to know her better.
Yeah.
Kind of, slowly but surely. Before we jump right in, I'm your host, Kellie Knezovich. You guys can follow me on social media at Kellie Knez, and I'm with my homegirl, Michelle.
Hey guys, I'm Michelle Fee, and you can find me on Twitter at _Michelle Fee.
And you guys can follow all of us here at AfterBuzz on social media at AfterBuzz TV. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's keep chatting. Use the hashtag ABTVNewGirl. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you have any predictions, any comments about tonight's episodes, or tonight's episode, or any future episodes, past episodes, whatever, we'd love to chat. Let's jump right into it.
Yes.
Okay, so we got to know Megan Fox more.
Yeah, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
It was a good episode that just, like, centered around her, and there wasn't, like, I don't want to say too much going on, but it was, like, a great episode for her.
Yeah, I feel like she, last episode came on very strong and very assertive. This episode, we got to see her be a little bit more weak, and she kind of opened up to Winston. I mean, in the beginning, she was very closed off, and she was basically saying, I'm only going to be here for a couple more weeks. I don't have to get to know you. I don't have to hang out with you guys.
Right. But that's so awkward to live somewhere and not, like, get to know your roommates, or, like, at least, like, know them on a friendly level.
Yeah, and the roommates are all having dinner. They're having, is it burritos or tacos or nachos?
I thought it was tacos.
Tacos. I think it was tacos. They're all talking about this taco restaurant, something like that.
That was apparently really good.
Really good, and Winston's like, yeah, I helped a woman give birth there, and at that point, they all lost their appetites.
I'm not gonna lie, though, I was kind of like, I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's LA, like, everything happens in LA.
But
like,
also, I feel like Winston would be the one to say something along those lines.
Right.
Then again, if any of the guys said it, I'd be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense too.
Yeah,
right. The line could have fit for anyone. So Winston's really eager to get to know Reagan. We see Nick. I feel like Nick wants to get to know her, but he's so shy. He's so awkward.
He was so awkwardly nervous, but it was so cute.
Typical Nick, though.
Yeah, typical Nick.
And, he doesn't want to eat in front of her. He doesn't want to crunch or chew. He crunches really loud. And, he doesn't want Reagan to, think differently of him or anything like that. So he goes in Schmidt and Cece's room, and of course they're trying to have sex, and he just bombards that and, is like, oh, I can't have her see me like this. I need to eat here. It's clear in here. It's comforting too. And they're just like, okay, we need to come up with a plan to tell something to Nick about Reagan that is a lie to make him stop freaking out this way.
I kind of just thought about this, but why didn't they just lock their door?
Ooh, I wonder if they don't have locks, though.
Okay.
I mean, I know my apartment doesn't have any locks on our bedroom doors.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I find that weird.
It is weird. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
I mean, I just literally thought about that. I was like, wait, we could have, like, not gone through this whole mess and just, if they just locked their door.
Or they could have put, like, a chair or something heavy in front of the door to make it so Nick couldn't come in. Yeah, good point. But it seems like Nick and Schmidt and Cece were kind of having some issues, too. In bed, like, trying to...
Oh, right, like...
They were trying to talk dirty in terms of, like... What was it? The biscuits are ready, or something like something along the lines of browning the biscuits.
Cousin Andy.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what? That one went right over my head. Don't know with that one.
Any of them. Let's be real here.
Oh no, I think Cece was trying to be sexy, and I don't think it worked.
Right. It's kind of weird though, because she's like a really sexy person.
She is, yeah.
Like,
I feel like they wouldn't normally have problems or issues in the bedroom, but
right.
I mean, then again, Nick didn't help. Nick did not help in that situation whatsoever.
No. I can't imagine a person barging in while you're trying to do something.
I mean, it wasn't just once.
Right.
It was what, 2 or 3 times?
I think it was 3 times.
3 times?
3 or 4
oh my gosh, Nick. He's clueless. So anyway, Schmidt and Cece decide to make up the lie that Reagan wears a wig. Mm-hmm. And they tell Nick, and he's like, I don't buy it. It's false. It's not true. He walks by Reagan. Reagan is just texting right before she leaves. And he kind of gets the idea to go up behind her. And awkwardly, I mean, it's Nick. It makes perfect sense. He somehow grabs her hair and sniffs it, feels it a little bit. And she is like, what is going on? Like, this is such a freakish move. It totally is, though. After she leaves, Nick's like, yep, it's a wig.
Yeah. I don't know how he came to that conclusion, but it was pretty funny.
I think it's once the seed is planted, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, it has to be a wig.
That's
for sure it's a wig. Even though he probably has never felt a wig and doesn't know what a wig feels like.
Yeah.
Let's see. They, I think it was maybe before or after this wig situation, right around the same time, Reagan goes for a run, and Winston he's so eager to get to know her. Like, props to Winston. He is trying so hard. And he runs in, he's running by her, and he's like, oh, what do you know? He runs into her. So he tries to get to know her, and he's like, hey, come hang out with us. Mm-hmm. Like, let's hang out. That's what we do as roommates. We hang out. We're like a family. We do things together. And they end up running into this woman named Camilla.
Yeah.
And we find out that that's Reagan's. I guess they're casually dating. Or maybe because I feel like Camilla likes Reagan more than Reagan.
Yeah.
So that Reagan's not super into the relationship.
Right. But I feel like if you're casually dating, like, do you still break up? Like, have to sit down and break up? Or can you just be like, hey, I don't want to see you anymore? I mean, I guess that's the same thing as breaking up, but
I just feel like Reagan's used to, like she said, what she says? She says she's used to just, like, disappearing. She travels a lot. And so when Winston's like, yeah, she's here for the next month, Camilla's like, oh, great. Like, I'm going to start binge watching this one show.
Yeah.
And Reagan's like, great. Can't wait. Call me. She's trying to avoid the relationship, trying to avoid the fact that she has to break up with her.
Right.
And Winston's like, dude, I've been broken up many times.
Right.
And, he's kind of the perfect person to help Reagan.
Yeah.
Like, act out a breakup kind of thing.
Right.
That scene in the bar
was hilarious.
When he was trying to be the girl. I mean, I feel like that is kind of spot on too, though. When it's hey, just know that I really like you, and it's like, oh my gosh, are you breaking up with me?
It's like, why is you breaking up with me again?
Oh my gosh, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So yeah, he tried to help Reagan, I guess, kind of come to more an emotional.
Yeah, because she's got, like you said before, she's really closed off. Yeah. So it makes sense for him to help her prep.
Right.
That.
However, it kind of went down not the right path.
Yeah. I mean, at the end, doesn't she throw like $80 at him or something? Like, she's like,
yeah, she's like, I can't do this. Here's $80. And he's like, whoa. You're going to throw $80? Like, no.
Like, that's not how you break up.
That's not, no. Just tell him how you feel. And clearly Reagan has an emotional disconnect. She can't tell. I don't really think she likes to admit how she feels.
Yeah.
It's difficult to get in touch with her feelings. And so she nominates Winston to break up with Camilla for her.
Which I thought was going to go pretty well.
You did?
I did, just because, like, she's not in touch with her emotions, but I feel like Winston is more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, like he said before, like, he's gone through a lot of breakups. He knows how it goes. So I figured if he can do one thing right, he could do this for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. And then when he met up with her in the bar scene, he basically said, that she wants to break up with her, and Camilla didn't really understand, and basically Winston said it like it is, like, she's unavailable. But he said she's got a lot of work to do emotionally, which she does.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that this whole episode.
Right.
So then Camilla was just like, you know what, I want to go talk to her, and they decide to go back to the room, go back to the loft, and I guess this is before. Okay, so they're on their way back to the loft. And meanwhile, Reagan, I don't know where she is. She's out of the apartment or out of the loft. And Nick and Schmidt and Cece all go through her room.
Right. Because Nick is trying to get to know her.
Yeah, and he's convinced that he's gonna find a wig. So he goes through all these drawers, and I totally forgot that Jess's stuff was still there.
Yeah.
Like the ribbons. He's like, these have to be Jess's. I was like, oh yeah, duh. Like all of her stuff is
like
of course gonna be there. Yeah. But then they find fake IDs and a bunch of Canadian cash, Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
And I think Cece starts thinking like Nick. She starts pulling a Nick.
Yeah.
In terms of like, wow, maybe this girl is, lying to us and she's not who she says. She has these fake IDs. She has all this money. Like, what is going on?
Not gonna lie though, I also thought that point was like a setup. Like I thought Schmidt and Cece like planted those there to like try and get Nick to.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That's what I was thinking, but then when Cece was just like, we don't even know who she is. And I was like, oh, maybe it's not fake. Yeah.
No, it seemed pretty real. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point. But yeah, she ended up going full Nick and went into crazy mode and started, thinking that that Reagan is not who she says she is.
She's a con artist.
Yeah. So they pull her and somehow she comes back and they, kind of sit down with her and Cece's all confrontational and is like, who are you? What are these fake IDs? And why do you have all this cash? And and Reagan just kind of lays it out there, She explains.
She's very honest.
Which is an emotional thing, especially the fact that you aren't wanting to get to know your roommates because you're only going to be there for a couple of weeks.
Right.
She didn't have to be honest. She could have just been like, first of all, don't go through my stuff. But she not only did she say, this is who I am, but she said, also, I went through all of your guys' rooms too.
Right.
Which I was like, dang, girl.
Right. She's like, I gotta know who I'm living with.
Yes, very smart. But yeah, so meanwhile they're having this conversation. There's a conversation that gets brought up about a treehouse. That Schmidt is not involved in the treehouse process, and I guess they're making a treehouse with Cece, Nick, and Winston. Mm-hmm. And Schmidt's like, what the heck? Why am I not a part of this thing? And so Schmidt's like, Reagan, let's make a treehouse together. And of course, Reagan's like, no.
He's like, no, that's not my thing.
I don't want to be a part of this, roommate situation.
Right.
And then Winston and Camilla come home to speak to Reagan. Mm-hmm. And I was surprised at, Reagan was like, here's the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. First of all, did you think she was really going to be honest about her emotions and say, I'm not into you?
I thought so.
You
just
did.
Because she was honest with like 3 people that she did
really
not know at all.
Yeah.
Right. So I was like, oh, maybe like that part of her honest, like that part made her realize, oh, maybe I should be more honest with people.
And then, no. No, she ended up lying again. She's like, you know what? The truth is, I'm a criminal. And
right. I was not expecting that.
No, I wasn't either.
No.
And then the rest of the loft totally went in with it.
Yeah.
And Schmidt's like, we're all Japanese. My name is, what did he say his name was?
I can't remember.
It's like, I can't remember either. But then Cece's like, oh, my name is Cece, spelled S-I-S-I with an accent on the last I. So they all were trying to stick up for Reagan, which in the end she appreciated.
Right.
Very much so. She did tell the roommates, she appreciates them being, or standing up for her and kind of going along with that lie.
Yeah.
But she did end up opening up to Camilla and saying, look, I'm, I think, what did she say? She said, I don't let people in. Like, I'm not forthcoming. Basically, I'm not into you anymore. And Camilla took it really well. Or so we thought. And she says, oh, do you have my blue sweater? And she's like, yeah, it's in the bedroom. I for sure thought that the bedroom was still a mess from when the gang was going through everything. So I was like, ooh, she's going to see a messy room.
Well, not only that, but I also thought Reagan was going to go in and grab it for her and just be like, here you go. Like, why would you tell, someone to go through your room and be like, oh, yeah, I still have your sweater, but not get it for them?
I'll be out here waiting for you. Yeah.
Right. Like, how do they know where to look?
I don't know. And And Winston's, he knows right away. He's like, no, not a good idea. Not good at all. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, why is Winston, what's happening?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you hear like, bang, crash.
Yeah, she's like, I hate you so much.
And Reagan's just chill. She's just kind of standing there listening to the whole thing.
I think it's just because she was like, well, all of my stuff is just clothes. Like,
That's
everything
true.
else in there is not mine.
Jess's, yeah.
So she probably wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah, she probably is just like, she's also very, I feel like she's not super emotional in the sense that she's not super emotionally attached to, like, her things. Mm-hmm. That if someone went in there, she'd just be like, okay. I mean, we see how she acted when the roommates went through all of her stuff.
Right.
She was just kind of like,
super chill about it.
Yeah, I'm chill. She wasn't mad about it.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'd be super upset with Camilla going through her stuff either and throwing everything around. Right. Then again, damaging and breaking things, that's a bit of an issue.
Yeah, it is.
So I think that is the last of Camilla.
I'd hope so.
That we will see. I don't think she'll be returning.
Yeah.
I think it was the last scene. We see Schmidt and Cece trying so hard.
Again.
They're almost there. They could almost have sex in their room by themselves. And nope. JK, Nick comes in eating a burrito, and they're like, oh, come on, like, I thought things were cool with you and Reagan, like, why are you coming in here? And he's like, I just feel like this is a really comforting place to eat, and
it's so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. He doesn't even take notes.
It's weird that he's also not even fazed by the fact that they're about to have sex. Like, he's just not
even aware of it, though. Like, I don't think he's like, oh, sorry, guys, I'm going to do this anyway. I think he's just like, well, it's a space to eat, and, it's I'm just eating my burrito and loving it. And then, funny, Reagan walks in.
Yeah. I love that she's like, so is this where we eat?
Yeah. And then Nick was still trying to be like, I'm not trying to crunch down.
Right.
I'm trying so hard not to be awkward.
Right.
And then Winston just joins the group too. Man, so many tacos, so many burritos.
I'm
Mexican
hungry
food.
now.
It is Taco Tuesday.
You're right, it is.
We should have celebrated with nachos.
We should have.
Maybe next Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean, this is every Tuesday.
That's very, very true. Anything else?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I like this episode. What do you think?
I liked it too. I think my favorite part was when they incorporated Beyonce into the whole thing, and Cece was like, "You trust Beyonce? Beyonce wears wigs," and Nick was like, "I do trust Beyonce. I trust her with my life." And and doesn't everyone?
Surfboard,
right?
Surfboard. Oh, that was so good. I totally forgot about the part. Yeah, no, he's great. I love that scene too. How did I forget about it?
I was like,
I wrote it down.
Beyonce and wigs.
Star. I love it. Beyonce and wigs. All right, do you want to hop into predictions?
Yes.
All righty.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
What you thinking?
Well, I'm definitely thinking that my prediction last week is, like, starting to become true.
Okay.
Like, I think they're going to get a lot closer, and it's definitely going to be really hard for Reagan to leave in the end. And I also feel like we might see another, like, silhouette of Jess soon.
Oh, you think so?
I mean, I hope so. Like, even though it's not really her, it's kind of comforting to know that they haven't forgot about her.
I do think it's great that they somehow find a way to incorporate her in these episodes. Like, tonight, I think it was about, these are Jess's ribbons. Yeah. Like, it's not just, there's no mention of Jess whatsoever. There's always some subtle mention of her. Right. And I like how they do that.
I do, too.
I didn't think about the silhouette, though. I think that, that may very well happen. How many episodes?
Maybe a call from her or something.
Oh, yeah.
She's supposed to be in, Megan Fox, is supposed to be in, like, 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, I was thinking 6, so 4 more to go. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, I didn't even really think about, I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
But I do like that they have some sort of...
Right. Because it's nice. It's like we have, I'm not saying that we've forgotten about her because she does sing the theme song every week. But, it's nice to know that she's still there in spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking I want to see, Nick is so into Reagan. Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see if that, some relationship, whether it's friendship or brother-sister love, I want to see a relationship between them form. Because right now it's he's super into her. Yeah. And she's not really giving him any attention.
Because she doesn't know, I feel like.
She doesn't know, but also she's not into guys. Yeah. So I totally understand, but I feel like there needs to be some sort of connection. He's, kind of creeping on her a little bit, like,
right.
you know, and hiding out from her by eating in Schmidt's room and everything. But I kind of want to see something happen between them in terms of, like, let's go to the grocery store. You know, something where they hang out, like, get to have conversations, which we did see a little bit in the end here. Yeah. You know, because she was like, oh, is this where we eat? Yeah. And he was just, you know, he was trying to not be awkward, of course, making it awkward. That's Nick. But yeah, I kind of want to see something with them. Some sort of connection.
Maybe in the next episode. Hopefully.
It's time.
Yeah.
3 episodes in.
Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Yes. I love the way you think, Michelle.
Thanks.
All right. Wow, that was really fast. I feel like the episode went by really fast. I think I'm just so focused on food and Taco Tuesday and everything. Yeah. Gotta go get me some tacos.
We are extra hungry.
I know. Well, thanks guys so much for tuning in. Once again, you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kellie Knez. You can follow all of us here at AFTERBUZZ on social media at AFTERBUZZ TV. And Michelle, where can everyone find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at _MichelleFee.
Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AFTERBUZZ TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzzTV or its owners or principals.